You're listening to After the Review.
After the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is After the Review with Peter and Terrell. I'm your host, Peter. Terrell's off this week because he's busy moving. So this week I got a very special guest with me, my boy Scott. Scott, what's up?
What's up, Pete? Happy to be here, bud. Baseball season's right around the corner, starting in a couple days. It's going to be a lot of fun. 60 games for the ship. Be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest here. We had our buddy Hayden here last night, and we recorded a full hour-long podcast, and technology, I don't know what happened. God hates me, and we lost the audio for Scott and Hayden. So Scott and I are going to do this again today, hopefully. A little different, not better, not worse, but different. So, all right, let's get talking into no fans, 60 games. What's the biggest impact you think for the teams?
The biggest impact for the teams, truthfully, I don't think, baseball-wise, the kind of baseball you're going to get, I don't think it's going to change much. I mean, these guys, first off, a lot of these guys played in minor league baseball. They didn't play in front of a lot of fans to begin with. So the level of play is not going to be much different. They want to get out there and play. They've been itching since March. Since their spring training just came to a screeching halt. For one day they're playing, next day they're just done. They just get shipped out back to their hometowns or their big league towns, and they're done. So they've been itching to play since March, and these guys are still working out. They're all ready to play. So I mean, the level of play is not going to be much of a difference, but I think the biggest difference for me is going to be just being able to watch it on TV. It's going to be a little hard.
You said you already struggled.
Hard.
Yeah.
It's already hard. I mean, I don't struggle, but I know the casual fan, sports fan, period, they struggle to watch baseball with fans. But really, to get fan involvement going, is they're gonna have to get a little creative. So hopefully they can kind of mix in some stuff they try to do in spring training with the live mics and in-game interviews, and they had Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant do their little shindig during spring training. It was great clips for Instagram and ESPN and MLB and stuff. So
I think
hopefully they can try and get some of that stuff in. But obviously we know that it's 60 games, and they're gonna have to play hard. And I don't know if they're gonna want those kind of distractions. But
I think
level of play wise,
they're gonna have to limit those like mics and hooked up, like a lot of safety precautions going on. There's like nobody in the stadiums as it is, so it's like can't be. I don't know. I know Pete Alonso's wearing it for a YouTube series after the season, so that'll be interesting. We'll get something like that in the off season.
That would help a little bit. But I mean, there's also a lot of baseball chatter going on during the game too, so maybe we get to hear some of that. But I mean, this isn't football. This isn't basketball where fan involvement's huge. Basketball, home team usually gets 4 or 5 points on the spread. It doesn't matter who they're playing. They usually get 4 or 5 points. Mm-hmm. And obviously we know me and Peter, both Aggies, we know about the 12th man. We know how fan involvement.
even though we're terrible at home, let's not get into it.
We think it makes a difference. Yeah, we think it makes a difference, but okay, maybe if we got a few more wins, we would.
Especially against good teams. But
actually did make a difference. But
the like you said, involving the fans more. I know the MLB app they're gonna let fans chime in and boo and cheer during the games, and they're gonna pipe it in through the stadium. Gonna hear a lot of boos in Houston, hopefully, just to get that out of the way.
Plenty of those. Don't worry about that.
But they also said they're piping in the sound like they did with from MLB The Show, like soccer's doing. But I've been listening to it, and the sound's been not great. It's been kind of dull. You can kind of sort of hear it. Soccer's been really good. It's been super loud, and it feels like you don't even realize there's crowds there. But baseball, it's weird. Like, you see Giancarlo Stanton hit a ball into the freaking bleachers a mile long, and it's just like plunk, rattle, 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 and then yay. I was like, that's not how that would sound. So it is awkward. I think it helps the pitchers a lot, especially on the road. There's not crazy hostile fan environments. It's seen. You can see pitchers sometimes struggle in big games on the road, and situations get out of hand. You're not going to see that, I don't think, anymore. But I'm excited. 60 games. Every game's a playoff game.
Every game's going to matter. Starting pitching is going to be more critical than ever. Trying to save that bullpen for the playoffs. And health, obviously, health is going to be even bigger this year too. If you can't get through 60 games, a lot of these teams are going to get through it. A lot of them aren't. So health is going to be a big issue too. So looking forward to it.
Yeah,
it's
hopefully
gonna be fun. It's going to be exciting.
Well, we got the extended player pool on top of it, so that should hopefully help because there's no minor league baseball. I mean, the worst case scenario though is the team gets crushed with a COVID outbreak.
Well, one of those teams that might is going to maybe be the Toronto Blue Jays because after today we learned they don't have a home stadium right now. They have a couple days until first games, and they don't know where they're going to play.
No, I think
29th.
29th.
Pittsburgh doesn't want them, and 29th.
29th is their first home game, so they got a week.
Okay, so I mean they have a week to figure it out, but I mean Toronto doesn't want them, the country of Canada doesn't want them, and Pittsburgh doesn't want them. And I know they don't want to play in a AAA stadium. These young guys have done that enough, with Biggio and Guerrero and all those guys and Bo Bichette, all those guys. They've been doing that for a few years. They don't want to go back to Buffalo and play. But at the same time, if they don't find a place to play, they're going to have to play at the opponent's ballpark for 60 games, and they're going to travel all over the place. That's going to be kind of counterproductive, I think, and kind of the spread of virus. So don't really understand that, but. It'll be interesting to see.
It does say that Canada said, you know what, we're not putting up with your nonsense, America. You guys don't have this shit under control. We do, so you are not coming in here, which is bad on our part, says a lot. And then Pittsburgh said, we don't want you. So actually, the state of Pennsylvania said, we don't want you. So no Pittsburgh, no Philly. I was thinking maybe Philly because they're playing AL, NL East are playing each other. It's easy travel and stuff. But they shut that shit down real quick. I'm sure they're ecstatic to possibly be playing in Buffalo in September, out of first place by 7 games, and it's a blizzard September 12th. Yeah, snowing already. So that sounds
Blue Jays.
Poor Toronto. I don't feel bad for them because Canada sucks. And it's a big help for my Yankees. But what else? New rule changes. DHNL, finally. Thank the Lord.
Yep, finally.
God help us. We don't have to seal. Yeah, go ahead.
I talked about it yesterday a little bit when Sim was here, but it is going to be a little sad not seeing Mad Bum get up there with Country Boy power and smacking homers. But it's a long time coming. They should have done this years ago. We don't want to see pitchers hit. I'm sorry. I mean, pitchers. I know a lot of pitchers want to hit because they did it in high school and they haven't done it since, and they want to show their team. Oh yeah, I can still hit. They can. Just stop.
I think the best. Yeah, what's the best pitcher? Maybe 180 on the best of times. So
breaking the Mendoza line, good for you. That's
it's a waste. It's free outs. It's kind of dumb in an inning. Oh no, the pitchers. There's 2 outs. A guy just doubled off the wall, the 8-hitter, and now the pitcher's up. Oh no, you're gonna pull your pitcher out of your game in the 3rd inning? No. So it's dumb. There's only 2 professional leagues in the entire planet that use a pitcher to hit and not a DH, and it was the National League and the Mexican Summer League. So what?
Not know that.
Yeah. Wow. So officially the Mexican Summer League, only league where pitchers can hit now, or Winter League.
There's a lot of pitchers going to the Mexican Summer League now because they want to go hit.
So it's just laughable that the highest level of baseball, no, the pitcher's got to hit. What? It's 1896 here, and we got old, the old dead ball era here. Just, I don't know what was going on. Thank God, because let's be honest, most 8-hitters in the National League couldn't be a 9-hitter in the American League. So you're almost getting 1.5 free outs down there. But I'm excited. Yeah, good DH. That really helps the Dodgers, I'll tell you that much. Trying to hide, maybe Jock gets in the lineup every day now. DH.
They need more help. But
yeah, they're really struggling for talent out there in the LA.
For money, apparently, too.
Yeah. Oh, God. We can get into that Mookie Betts big contract when we talk about the Dodgers here in a bit. But on the other rule, extra innings baseball, man on second, California run rule for us who played Little League ball. You have great insight on this because for those that don't know, you worked as a clubhouse boy for the Express. I shouldn't call you boy, but it's kind of a funny joke. Clubhouse assistant boy. But so you have great insight on this because the minor league baseball did this last year.
Yeah, so lot of people don't like it, and I absolutely love it. It's we did minor league last year, minor league California extra innings rule, and it was great. A lot of excitement actually in that 10th inning. You're gonna have a guy on second base. You're gonna see the batters. You're gonna see him either bunt him over, or maybe even see him try to knock him in, hit a homer. Or there's gonna be a lot of different strategies going on with the extra inning rule. And then pitching wise, do you want to walk the first guy and try to induce a double play? Do you want to just try and get that guy out, strike him out, or fly him out? It's gonna, a lot of strategy is gonna go into this extra anything. But at the same time, going back to clubhouse minor league ball when I worked it last year, and I'm not gonna have to go home at 4 a.m. after an 18 inning game and do it all over again. It's going to be over in 10, 11. If it goes to 12, if it even gets to 12, I think we might have got to 12 one time last year. So for the guys in the back, thank you so much. Appreciate it, because usually all of our stuff gets done around 8th inning, 9th inning, and if it goes in the 17th inning, we're sitting around just waiting for the game to end. These guys don't want to play that many innings, or you don't want the bullpen to get depleted for 17 innings, then come out and next game there's nobody to pitch. The guy the starter just has to pitch 7 innings or 8 innings, maybe even a CG. They might pitch 150 pitches and try to save their bullpen. It's happened before, or call up some guy from AA and ship him back the next day. It's It's gonna save a lot on the arms. It's gonna save a lot on time. Nobody wants to watch a game at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. No one's watching that anyway. So
I know. I wish we had Hayden here to talk about this. We didn't touch on this last night, but he was in one of these games in a meaningful situation once upon a time. Hayden played at Sam Houston State in college, and what was it? 27 innings, 25, something like that.
I think it was 24. I was watching that game. I was probably one of the only few people watching that game.
It was
24, in the 25.
Yeah, regional. It was the regional or the super regional against TCU, whatever, some ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I remember I texted him after that, and he goes, "I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy ever, just to sit there and play that long of a baseball game." And that at least had something on the line. That was a major thing. This is, it's one regular season game during the year out of 162 normally. Can't imagine.
And for the player's perspective, most of the guys said we only get paid for 9 innings. I want to play. I'm not getting paid for this 10th or 11th inning or 12th inning or 17th inning. Get me out of here.
Yeah, bad teams. That's especially on bad teams.
It'll be good for both parties, viewership wise, and it's going to be a lot of strategy, and also players wise. When you get to those late innings, injuries sometimes start to pile up depending on where you're playing, or
especially if you're cold. Like, a lot of times it feels like those long extra inning games, it's a lot of quick shutout ball, quick innings. Everyone's trying to hit a big fly or something like that. And then, I got to run all of a sudden, pull a hammy, because baseball players are as fragile as can be, which makes it's weird. They're super athletes, but they're as fragile as can be. You don't see a football player pulling his hamstring running to first base. I think I looked it up. It was 8.6% of games going to extra innings. So that's going to be the huge, huge difference for making the playoffs, I think, with only 60 games.
About 5 games, probably 5 games for each team. So
yeah, so if you play even ball, if you can pull out those 8th, 9th extra inning games within one run, that's really going to put you over the top in such a short span. I'm excited. It really plays into some teams, especially that play small ball, like Joe Madden and the Angels over there. Holy crap. He's probably giddy as a schoolgirl to deal with that in the 10th inning. I'm going to pinch run 6 dudes and maybe a defensive sub over here. But it'll be exciting to see. But you want to get to picks? You want to start?
Get to picks? Yeah, well, actually, I wanted to talk about a few sleepers I have first off, and then we'll get into the picks. So for me, I got 2 sleepers here. Not necessarily playoff teams or going to be, World Series teams, but just teams to kind of watch.
Maybe surprise somebody.
Kind of low key teams that fly a little bit under the radar. So for me, the AL, the Texas Rangers, just for a few reasons. New brand, they have a new stadium.
It's so ugly on the outside. I just want to put this out there.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but they got air conditioning now. And we all know July sitting outside of Globe Life Field or Globe Life Park, sitting in those stands.
It's death. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Oh man, 100 degrees, just baking. No one wants to be there. So, air conditioning, huge for the players, huge for the fans next year, obviously. But it's going to be a lot of excitement for that team. On paper, they have a pretty good rotation. The one thing about that team, they're all pretty old in the rotation. Kluber, Lynn, Minor, Lyles, Gibson. Lyles being the only one under 30 years old. He's 29. So if those 5 guys can stay relatively healthy, if they can get their 10 to 12 starts in, they could make a run. But we'll see about that. And they have big players that
Tough division though.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, they had a lot of big players that underperformed. Odor, Guzzi, my guy, Ron Guzman. And Elvis didn't have a great year last year either. So they have a lot of upside. Willie hit 15 homers. That'd be great. Willie's my guy too. Yeah, they have a lot of vets. For some reason, John Daniels loves to sign old guys.
Yeah. What happened to their
Frazier.
farm? They used to have such a great farm system. Gone.
Because John Daniels wanted to trade a bunch of their young guys for Carlos Beltran and
At age 100.
Yeah, just he signs all these rentals and their farm system's depleted. But a lot of old guys on the team. Todd Frazier this year is the new old guy. He signed Bartolo. He signed Lincecum. He signed Hunter Pence last year, who happened to work out, but it doesn't always happen. He loves old guys. They work out. Like you said, the division's going to be tough. AL West is just a gauntlet. You got the Astros, A's, and your Angels can also make a run. So, let's see. And shout out to my guy Scott Heineman too. It's one of my dudes. So
there you go.
The big league roster. We'll see. And then the NL, I had the Reds as kind of a sleeper team. I'd say a lot of the experts know about this team, but a lot of the casual fans are like, "Oh, the Reds. When have they been relevant?" Well, they could be pretty relevant this year. They don't have anybody that's really going to pop out at you. They have Suarez, who hit 49 dingers last year, but
they got the great Joey Votto. When that's your leader in your clubhouse, that's going to carry a long way, I think.
Yeah, so most of those guys are pretty above average. No one's going to really jump at you, but they got Nick Castellanos, they got Nick Senzel. They have Mike Moustakas, Aquino, who could be he can bash. So in their starting rotation, they got 4 guys who've been all-stars. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
all
so.
4 of them have Castillo, Bauer, Miley, and Sonny Gray.
Boo.
So
Sonny Gray, not a big-time pitcher. I'll say it again. I was on it last night. He was dick. That literally, besides the Astros being massive frauds and cheaters, the Verlander trade, we traded for Sonny Gray instead of Justin Verlander, and that was the difference in a World Series appearance, because if they didn't have Verlander, their cheating wouldn't have gotten them past the Yankees at that point. But so Sonny Gray is a terrible big game pitcher. He'll choke under the pressure, but who knows? Trevor Bauer's playing with drones and stuff. Maybe he'll be back to normal. I don't know. Trevor Bauer's a weird guy.
He's doing those live ABs. I don't know if you've seen him on YouTube, pitching to softball players and minor league guys. I think he pitched what's his name? Randall Grichich. Is that how you say the last name?
Yeah.
That was his last video. Pitching in the middle of the desert to a bunch of guys. It's pretty good entertainment.
Does he take LSD or something? Maybe he does DMT. I don't know. He's a strange cat.
Just interesting bird. Yeah. But Cincinnati Reds, we'll see what they can do. They got a tough division too. So
all right.
They got the Brewers, Cardinals. But yeah, those are my 2 big sleepers.
You like picking sleepers in tough divisions. My sleepers, I'm going to get shit for this. I got shit for it last night. So I picked out of the NL, San Diego Padres. Don't sleep on the Padres. I mean, they got Chris Paddock as their ace. Good. Solid as can be. Big old 6'5" beast. I mean, Hosmer, World Series champion, great with the Royals. That's veteran experience. Manny Machado, we know, on the big contract. That's the bat in your middle of your lineup. It's going to tear shit up. Fernando Tatis Jr., love him as a leadoff hitter. Great. Tommy Pham, great experience. Will Myers is even decent. They have decent experience out there for a team that is kind of, I could just see them getting super hot. I don't think they'll make the playoffs because there's a slight issue in that division with the Dodgers, but I'm not going to be shook if they get super hot. Plus, they went to those they're back with those brown and yellow uniforms, those old school Padre uniforms, not the blue ones. I kind of like these a little better. It's not the best color combination, if you know what I mean. May remind people of a couple things. A little brown and yellow. But I don't know. I want to like the Padres. I don't know why. I think they could do something good.
I don't think you really got that much shit last night.
I got enough compared to the teams y'all threw out. I'm just gonna say because you stole one.
It was a little bit of a reach. Yeah, it was a little bit of a reach. But looking at the roster, they have Ty France too. I don't know if you've seen what he did last year in El Paso. I don't know what his numbers were. They were pretty crazy. I think he was the PCL Player of the Year, but I have to look that up.
They won, didn't they win?
They won 400.
I'm pretty sure they won. Didn't they win the PCL last year, the Chihuahuas? Or 2 years ago? They won it recently. I know that because our buddy works for them and he got a ring for them. So anyway, let's go. I'm gonna go Devil Magic. My boy Bear. He pointed this team out a month ago. I thought he was a crazy person, and we kind of looked at it. Let's go in the AL. Let's go with the White Sox. He's not. It's not the craziest thing. They have a pretty good pitching staff. They got Keuchel, which maybe what did he win the Cy Young in 2015? So he's not that far removed from Cy Young. He had a weird year last year with not signing because of the contract, and then he got in late with the Braves. But he was super solid with the Braves. Gio Gonzalez, old veteran arm, is your third starter. I mean, these are kind of guys that you want to old veteran guys with a mix of young guys, young super talent. Jose Abreu, Mr. Consistent, never gets talked about, just rakes all the time. Yasmani Grandal, good player. I mean, Yohan Makata, third base, solid. Tim Anderson, shortstop, elite. That's an elite shortstop right there. So and then Edwin Encarnacion is the DH. It's very interesting. I'm very intrigued by the White Sox. That division is also super weak. So maybe they're young and stupid. I don't want to say young and stupid, but young and carefree. You don't even think about it. You're playing every day, and it's 60 games. Nobody has film on you. Nobody's really picking things up, and you can go on a tear, roll off 12 out of 15, and holy shit, you're in first place because, somebody like the Twins have a bad week. But all right, what else?
I agree.
Yeah, you like that? Agree. All right, let's go to actual picks now because those are our sleepers. Everyone put their hands on that. Let's go. We're starting in the NL. We're going to save the best for last in the American League. And let's go NL East Coast. I'm going with the Phillies. I like that team. They underperformed last year. Joe Girardi is going to overmanage the shit out of this team with his little binder that drove me insane as a Yankee fan. Always checking the binder, always looking at matchups, lefty, righty, all that. But great veteran mix. Kutch, Didi at short, really good. They got Relamuto behind the plate, solid as can be. He's going to get a huge contract next year at catcher. And, of course, they have Bryce Harper. I mean, Bryce Harper is still Bryce Harper. He could drop, 30 bomb, say 30 and 60.
Ooh.
That's a big season.
That's a big number right there. I don't know about that.
He could do it. I think he can.
25, maybe 25.
25?
Let's see.
And then maybe he gets that average up to around 280, 285. And his on base is always great. He's third in the league in walks since 2017. So always on the base path. So I don't know. I have a good feeling about them. I'm not sure about the rest of the teams in the East. I think the Nationals are really going to have, I don't want to say hang out. They have a lot of guys that hung out. They lost Anthony Rendon. Maybe things are kind of They had such a magical run last year. The Mets are the Mets. Hooray. They got two great young guys. They're a ways off. And then I know your team, who you picked, because it's a spoiler. I have a little bit of issue with them. Let's talk about who you picked.
Yeah, so me and Sim both picked the Braves last night, and I just feel like the team has too many young guys, too much swag, too much youth. They got the boy Ronald Acuna. They got Ozzy Albies. They got pretty good pitching staff too. So Max Fried and
Mike Folowitz.
Few other guys.
Mike Folowitz.
Camargo's pretty solid too. Freddie Freeman.
Oh, Freddie Freeman's my boy. I love me some Freddie.
Yeah, and Marcell Ozuna in the outfield too. Austin Riley, he's up and coming. He's super young. I think he's 22, 23 years old. He'll make an impact. But I mean, they won, I think, 97 games last year.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything
And they blew it. They
in
had
their way.
what was it, Game 5 at home in the NLDS against the Cardinals, and they just shit a brick in the first inning. They were down like 8-0 or something like that in the first inning. Ridiculous. So they were never even got into the game, which is unfortunate. But okay, good.
And they also picked up Cole Hamels too, so that's another starting pitcher they have.
He's like
on
100
top
years
of,
old. I thought he was dead.
Yeah, he's not young, but yeah, they have Soraka too. They got Max Fried, AJ Minter. They have a pretty good pitching staff too. So
I mean, I think they got hit
out.
a little too hard with the COVID. Thank God, Freddie Freeman was about to leave this earth, as Hayden put it last night. He was seeing God. It was very scary, he said. He was at like 104.9 on his fever. That's not good. I think they got hit. Somebody who opted out for them, Markakis. Yeah, Markakis.
It was Markakis.
Markakis opted out for them because he heard that, and he's like, oh, shit, I'm not dealing with that. So I think they're not super focused. I think the Rona hit them hard. They're going to be a little depleted from that. I just don't see them as focused. That's my only knock on them, that they're a little out of it. I mean, they were going to sign Puig to pick up Puig, but then Puig tested positive, so that's like just another thing. It's like, oh, more Rona. Who knows how proactive they are. They're going to be super cautious around everything. I don't know if their headspace is in the right place to go make a deep run, but they are a super young and super talented team, so I could be totally wrong.
I agree.
All right, let's go. You want to go NL Central?
Yeah, NL Central, I'm going with my Reds.
I hate you.
They're just two all around good squad, but obviously we know NL Central, it's usually a 3-team race, could be a 4-team race this year with 60 games. So
I mean,
you never can count out the Cardinals, no matter who's on that team.
No, absolutely not.
Can never count them out. And the Cubbies, I mean, they're the Cubbies. They'll make a run.
I had
and then
two teams.
And then the Brewers.
Yeah, I had 2 teams written down here and crossed them both out and picked the third team. That just shows you how ridiculous this division is. I mean, like you said, I originally picked the Brewers. God, Christian Yelich, how can you not like a team led by him? I mean,
Tease boy Locane.
Tease Locane, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have some good experience. They've been in the playoffs the last few years. But I went with the Cardinals. I think they got the big boy ace. They got Jack Flaherty. I really like him to carry that team as a young guy, as a pitcher. Like we talked about, pitchers might have a little bit of an edge here coming into the season, the first 2 weeks or so, 14 games. But you look at it up top to bottom, they're going to play disciplined ball. They're going to play good Cardinals baseball. For those who watch baseball, Cardinals play a different kind of baseball, it feels like, than everybody else. It's this hybrid, small ball, whatever it is. The Cardinals always do the same thing, and they always win with it. I don't see them. I see them landing on top, being the most consistent team for 60 games.
Yeah, I can believe
like-
that. Like
you
I
like-
said, 4 teams can win it, so it's going to be a double coin flip, if you will, for that division.
Do you
So.
think last day of the season, and then who the hell knows with the Cubs, right? I mean,
Was it? No, it might have been the East. I'm not sure, but I think MLB had. It might have been the East, but I know in one division they had 3 teams tied for first. It might have been the Central. I'm not sure, but
I could see it, but yeah, the East too. Oh, jeez, there's a lot of staff. The East and the divisions are playing the divisions this year out of league. So AL East is playing NL East, Central, West. God, playing AL East versus NL East is just ridiculous. I know they said the Yankees 34 of the first 37 games the Yankees play were all teams that made the playoffs last year except for Boston. So it's everybody but Boston. Or no, they made the playoffs, or it's Boston and Philly. So they play the Nationals, Braves, Phillies, and Boston and the Rays in 34 of the first 37 games. But then we get crap on the back end, so that should be nice.
I think I still have the Orioles. So.
Yeah, we're getting a bunch of Orioles and Marlins. Beyond.
Exactly.
So they're terrible. I know out west we could just already touch on who's winning the NL West, and that's going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, that team just has way too much firepower, and as you said earlier, with the Padres, the division's pretty weak. Besides the Dodgers, so
Yeah, it's.
they just signed Mookie to $500 billion today.
I think
they'll have him
what
for
was it,
13 years.
12-year extension. So this year, on top
380.
350, but this year he's getting paid an extra 30. So it's 13 years, 380. I think was what it came out is what it's coming out to. They were reporting it's an ungodly amount of money. It's the second highest contracted Trout. I talked about that a little bit today on my daily vids. It's disgusting, and the free agencies are only getting better. So that deal might look cheap by the end of this. Who knows? But yeah, the Dodgers.
Go ahead.
Well, go know what you got on the contract.
I was just saying. Well, I wasn't going to talk about the contract, but I mean, just that team period, that outfield, Jock, Bellinger, Mookie.
It's gross.
It's just the outfield.
Oh yeah, and that's their infield is just a bunch of schmucks running around.
Yeah, exactly.
Around the diamond. I mean, we're talking. I think they might have like 3 MVP type guys on that team easily. Easily 3 MVP type guys and 6 All-Stars, and that's just position players. Not to talk about Clayton Kershaw, who is a former Cy Young winner. He's getting a little older now, but he's still an ace of ace. And then Walker Buehler, I know you love, as their guy that might be a Cy Young guy this year. So they're so scary. God help us against the Dodgers.
They could easily win 50 games.
50 and 10. They did something like that. I know. Was that 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. They won something like 55 out of 65 or something like that. So could totally see them getting hot.
Totally see a single-digit loss number on them. It'd just be absurd, but it could happen with that division and who they're going to play in the AL.
Set the all-time win percentage. Yeah. All-time win percentage record.
Yeah.
Never get touched again. But another one. All right, let's touch on my wild card teams. I have the Braves and the Reds, so the 2 teams you picked to win the divisions to get in there. Who are your wild card teams?
The Brewers coming out of the Central, and then the Phillies as the second wild card. So
okay, so we're pretty.
These are all 5 pretty solid teams, and we're pretty
close.
Pretty on agreement here. Yeah,
I think as much as everyone wants to pick that sleeper, we both kind of had that same sleeper with the Reds. I would say would be the biggest sleeper to most people. But yeah, it's so hard. It's going to be veteran teams. It's going to be experience most likely that wins the day out of this. But let's go to the AL East. We can talk about. Let's stay out west though. Because this is probably the most interesting division out west in the AL at least. I don't think the Astros are going to do it this year. I think baseball wants them to lose. I want them to lose. Everyone wants them to lose. They're going to have some injury issues. They might catch a couple balls in the ribs or in the wrist. Might be out a week or so. I know you want to rave about their club system and their prospects, which it's not false. Whoever they're at, because it's not like the Astros haven't been moving guys at the deadline the last few years. And they still have all these prospects. What the hell are they giving away to people? Are people just stupid? Like, who manages baseball teams that are bad? Oh, it's so frustrating. But I really like the Angels. This fits Joe Madden so perfectly. Small ball, strategy, grind it out every game. Mike Trout's the MVP. I'm already going to spoil that. Mike Trout's going for 4 MVPs. He's finished in first or second every year but one, and I think it was the year he was hurt. He got 4th. So, oh man, he had a terrible year. 73 wins above replacement for his career. That's ungodly. Just insane. I think Derek Jeter was 99 for his career, and Mike Trout's already at like 72. So he's picking up 7-8 games a year easily on his win war. Shohei Ohtani's back. Maybe he'll pitch. I don't know. He's definitely DHing. He's a versatile weapon. They signed Anthony Rendon off of his World Series with the Nationals. That's a huge pickup for them. So, I don't know. And then you got Albert Pujols. Maybe Pujols hits 290. I can live with Pujols hitting 290 for me. So, I really like the Angels. Let's shock everybody with your pick.
Yeah, the Astros. I have to go with the Astros, but I feel like it might come down to the final day. Oakland's not a schlep team either. They've come to play. Last couple of years, they've been wild card team the past few years. I think have they won a division the past couple years? I'm not sure.
I don't
Maybe.
know. It's
No?
I don't think so. I think the Astros have owned that division.
It's
the
always
last
been
3
close.
years. Yeah, but
Like I said, also the Rangers that they could make a run if they stay healthy, but they're gonna have to really overperform. They got a tough division to work with too. But like you were saying, the Astros, if they have an injury, they can just throw in Kyle Tucker. Hopefully, they can throw in Forrest Whitley. I mean, he's a good kid, man. I dealt with him last year as in AAA. He's a good kid. Hopefully, he can figure it out. But a lot of guys in that AAA farm system for the Astros. If someone goes down, it's not going to be much of a replacement for them if someone goes down. I mean, I feel like 15 to 20 guys on that AAA team last year probably should have been on a big league roster, and they can have the chance this year. So
it is interesting. It is interesting. They are deep, but it's all about what's the drop off. Because if it's Bregman or Altuve that catches one and they're out, because what'd you say last night? Vegas, Bregman's the favorite to get hit by a pitch. I could see him getting hit first at bat of the season. Someone just teeing him up right there. I don't know who the Astros are playing, but I could definitely see him getting teed up and injured. So what's the drop off? The young kid's definitely perfect for 162 because it's just about surviving at that point. But at 60, does it get a little overwhelming sometimes for a young guy?
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, they've been waiting since March. They want to go out there and play, man. Like they want to go out there, and they're young guys. They're going to start off hot, and 60 games isn't too much for them. So it's a give or take. I feel like it could go either way. But also, obviously lost Garrett Cole, but
yeah, they did.
The process, you also picked up Lance McCullers again, and you saw him pitch a few nights ago in that exhibition game. He's looking pretty solid. So kind of replacing him with Garrett Cole. Obviously got Greinke, Verlander.
The question is how is Verlander? I mean, is he taking? He must be juicing, right? He's staying real young for a pitcher. I'll tell you that.
I've heard from some guys in at the Express that he has a strict routine. He goes with his what he takes before games and days before. It's to the minute. He has the same routine over and over and over and over again. It's worked for him for a number of years. I can't tell you what he takes. Not taking steroids, but he is taking some inflammation medicine like every
Yeah.
A lot of them every few days on the hour, on the minute, and he has it down to a T. So that's why he looks like he's doing 29-year-old things at 35 or whatever he is. So.
I'm sure being married to Kate Upton isn't too bad either. Keeping you
probably
a
goes
man.
home a happy guy. Yeah,
keeps
goes home a pretty happy dude.
Keeps you a young man, if you know what I'm saying. But all right, let's move to the AL Central. Not a very interesting division, I don't think. I'm going with the Twinkies, but they may strike out 400 times or whatever it is, whatever the record might be for 60 games. But they also are going to hit 4 million balls out of the park because it's a home run or a strikeout for the Twins. Nonstop. Nobody's going to be on base. It's just comical what the Twins do. But hey, it works. And it's warm in Minnesota right now, so they're not going to have an issue dropping bombs. I don't see the Royals are hot garbage. Maybe like I said, the White Sox, if they get hot, young team, interesting. The Tigers are a dumpster fire. They got nothing. And then the Indians kind of selling. I'm surprised Lindor's even on the team still. I thought he was for sure going to get traded because they don't want to pay. They're in like a full rebuild. Kluber's a free agent in 2 years, I think, or next year, and then
he's on the Rangers though.
Oh, that's right. He's got the opt out. That's right. They dealt him. I forgot they dealt him last year or this year. That's how long ago off season was. You even remember all these things that happened. So yeah, they're in sell mode as it is. So I don't think Lindor. Is there a trade deadline? We don't even know. I wish we'd.
I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we should have looked that up because if there's a trade deadline, Lindor's getting dealt. I think someone's gonna want him to make a push. Great switch him shortstop. So yeah, Twinkies, drop bombs. Miguel Sano, bomb. Just hit some bombs. That's all I got.
Yep, I went with the Twins also. Sorry, Terrell, your Royals aren't gonna.
He knows. He'll live with his Chiefs Super Bowl. I'm sure he'll be just okay. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be just fine. But yeah, just everything you just said, man. They're gonna drop bombs. It's 60 games, man. They're gonna come out firing. So.
All right, and then
Minnesota Twins head of Central.
Real tough pick for this next one for me. AL East. I'm gonna go on a reach. I'm gonna reach here. I'm going with the Yankees. Real reach here. 1 through 9. I'm gonna say it. 1 through 9, best team in baseball. I don't think the Dodgers are close. I don't think it's an issue. If they're fully healthy, 1 through 9 is a bunch of studs, and then their bench is we are so deep as a baseball team. I mean, got guys like Brett Gardner's coming off the bench probably, even if he starts. Mike Talkman, Clint Frazier, Miguel Andujar, backup third baseman. We had him playing left field the other day. Because Gio Urshela is just a Gold Glove freak. As long as he can get his offense back like he had last year, he's a machine. Aaron Judge, MVP type guy. I really wanted to pick him. And then Garrett Cole. The Yankees are on a mission from God. Those of you who watch the Blues Brothers little thing, we're on a mission from God. And I think they take it away. The Rays are the only team that scares me with how good their pitching staff is.
I picked the Yankees also. Like everything you just said, man, they're top to bottom. They'll be bashing too. Giancarlo and Aaron Judge, and just like you said, Gio Urshela, he's a pretty solid guy. He kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, always had defense, couldn't hit for all, and then he was raking last year.
But I could easily see the Rays getting. I don't think they'll win, but like you said, their pitching staff 1, 2, 3 is Cy Young candidates right there. So. And you also Austin Meadows and guys like that with who can hit. So Rays, maybe, but I could easily see the Red Sox getting 4th place, which is going to be really weird to see that. But
no, it's not. They're a bunch of cheaters. Forget the Red Sox. They're a bunch of cheaters too. New manager, so they're going to be struggling. They traded their best player. I mean, Mookie Betts is their best player, and they got rid of him because they didn't want to pay that contract. Where are the days of old where the Red Sox would pay anybody like the Yankees would? It's kind of funny to see this. But, I mean, the Yankees, like I talked about this last night, Yankees are so hit or miss every season. Either we dominate against the division or we are absolute dog shit, like complete dumpster fire. Like we can't beat the Orioles and they're a AAA baseball team. So I'm hoping, praying, please God, be a year where we just run through the division because that's 40 of your 60 games against the division. So that's what I'm hoping for. Wild card teams, I got the Rays and the Astros. Like I said, I'm afraid of the Rays pitching staff. Astros, they're too good of a baseball team not to make it. Major League Baseball goal, make sure they don't make it that far because it's a disaster. This is the worst result for the season if the Astros win the World Series. Ron Manfred might be out of a job. Fans are going to riot. The owners aren't going to be happy. It's just going to be a complete shit show. So I think the Astros get in. I don't think they get very far if that baseball is going to make sure of it. The fix is in.
Yeah, they're just too talented. I don't think they'll win the West, man. I just can't see them not winning. But wild card A's, they seem to always come out at least to make the playoffs, and then the Rays.
Same as last year. Yep, perfect.
Pitching's too deep, and I think they'll do it, man. They seem to always figure it out. Kind of like the Cardinals. They're kind of like a Cardinal kind of team. They kind of low budget, but they always seem to kind of figure out some formula to get in.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that comparison a lot. It's interesting though, because when they played last year, they have a similar type of style. It almost feels like they're not. I don't know how to say it. They're They're super small market teams that play kind of small market ball, which is interesting to watch compared to like everybody else. When you get the Yankees and Twins, you're going 50 home runs a night maybe against each other. Who knows? There are no pitchers. It's who scores more. So I do like that. Let's see. You want to do postseason?
Kevin Cash is an old Kevin Cash is an old Express guy too, and he's a young dude, kind of like Mike Schilt's not young, but he's a kind of a new age kind of manager.
So all right, let's get it.
Yeah, they're pretty similar in terms of that, but.
All right, preseason awards. We'll call them postseason awards. Yeah, preseason awards. My AL MVP, I already spoiled it. Mike Trout, and then I'm going Garrett Cole, Cy Young, easy money, big boy of the Bronx. That's all I'm going to say about that.
You picked the two Vegas favorites. Imagine that, but
I'm very conservative with my bets. I don't like to risk money.
I had to pick Mike Trout too. Exactly. Oh.
the
Those
fish.
are two good guys to bet on it if you want to try. But
Yeah.
Mike Trout for MVP. And how can you bet against a guy? Hopefully he doesn't mail it in a little bit with this whole Corona deal going on with his pregnant wife back at the house. But if he can last all 60 games, there's nobody else.
Judge,
don't
I
see
was
anybody else.
considering
Aaron
Judge,
maybe,
but the team is too good. He's going to get
Bregman,
overshadowed by the team. Yeah, Bregman also. I think Hayden picked Bregman last night.
Yeah.
So the problem is they're on such great teams. They're going to get a little overshadowed by other superstars on those teams. And then your Cy Young.
I mean, I wanted to go with Garrett Cole, but I wanted to be a little against the grain here. I want the guy that a lot of people know about. They kind of knew about him last year in the postseason against the Astros, where he was kind of tipping his pitches a little bit and got teed off on. Tyler Glasnow with the Rays, 6'6", 6'7", was 100. Obviously, he's gonna reach out and make the distance so much shorter. That guy just has so much torque, and you can just
He's not even starting opening day. He's not even starting opening day.
He's probably the third. He might be the third guy on that team with Blake Snell. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think he could. I don't know how many wins he'll get, but I don't see him giving up very many runs. He could have a sub 1.12 ERA and
I think
maybe
that's
get done.
That's going to be a big thing is those ERAs because everyone's records are going to be all messed. Like, people aren't going to be 100% sure how to compare a guy's record unless someone goes 10-0. How many starts are you going to get? 10? You're going to get 5 to 10?
10 to 12, probably.
Yeah, 10 to 12. Yeah. So if somebody goes 10-0 with a decent ERA, they might be getting the nod there. NL. Going Mookie Betts. He just got his big butt money. I kind of want to change it a little bit now because last night when I picked it, he hadn't gotten paid yet, and I said he's going to get an MVP because he wants to get paid and show he can. But he won the MVP in 2018 in the AL. NL is so much easier than the AL, especially for hitters for some reason. I think it has to do with the pitching and the matchups. But a stacked team, but I don't want to say the Dodgers don't have any superstars, but they don't have that pop. They have a lot of like A+++ guys, and Mookie Betts just kind of feels like a star. He's on ESPN in spring training doing the mic'd up thing. That's kind of what made it famous 2 years ago, I think, with the Red Sox was that first time, and he's talking to the guys chasing down a fly ball. And it was comical. Mm-hmm. And he's just kind of a big guy that pops on the screen. Gold Glove winner every year in the AL. So I like Mookie Betts to win the MVP. And then Cy Young, I talk going Jack Flaherty with the Cardinals. He carries them to the playoffs. Gets it done. Big arm, young kid, 24. DeGrom's hurt. Is DeGrom hurt? DeGrom's a little nicked up, I think. I thought he was out. Maybe he was dealing with something. But that was my only other reach in the NL. NL pitchers are kind of weird. Never seems like it's a crazy stud guy. It always seems like kind of a guy that maybe comes out of nowhere, has a great season. So, yeah, I'm going with that. What about you?
Yeah, so for the MVP, NL MVP, I'm going with Ronald Acuna Jr. With the Braves. I can see him being a 2020 guy in 60 games. Played with Cody Jones out in Melbourne, Australia as well. So that's a little fun fact for all you boys and girls out there. But he's just got too much swag, man. That guy's a great fielder too, and I could see him going 2020 and 320. He's worth every $1 million he got, and he's probably going to get paid more after that's done. So, there's a lot of guys in the NL, but I think Ronald Acuna is a guy for the MVP. And then Cy Young, like you said, there's a lot of guys in the NL with Jack Flaherty, DeGrom, Scherzer's always in the mix. I went with a guy who's really starting to be an up-and-coming guy. He pitched for the OKC Dodgers when I was there a few years ago, and so talented. One of those Vanderbilt guys who just seems
always.
Vanderbilt guys always seem to just figure it out with David Price, Sonny Gray, those guys like that. So I'm going with Walker Buehler out in LA. A few nights ago, he pitched against Mookie Betts and just made him look like an absolute buffoon.
I looked
with
that
his
up
slider.
when you talked about it last night. I looked it up. It was gross. It was disgusting.
It was disgusting. It was absolutely, and he throws 97 to 100 too, and he's just so smooth and compact. Just the way he throws is just beautiful. It's just so much fun to watch, and I think he's going to be the guy for years and years in LA. So
Bueller.
Walker Bueller. A lot of guys in the NL though. A lot of guys who can show up. Like you said, Jack Flaherty. He was actually in he was with Memphis a few years ago too. I actually got to drive him back from the airport and have a little chat with him. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. Jack Flaherty's a good guy. So I hope he does well also. But Walker Bueller, my guy.
Bueller. Say Ferris, everybody. All right, let's go. What are your World Series? Give me your World Series picks.
So I can go down the whole line again, but
let's go. Let's cut it short.
Waste some time here.
Yeah, we'll cut it short.
Yeah. So World Series, I have the Dodgers coming out of the NL. Shocker.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be even a battle. Yeah, I know. Crazy, huh? But wild card, it doesn't matter. It comes out of there. They're going to get absolutely destroyed by the Dodgers. They just have too much going for them. And then I had Dodgers Braves in 5. Dodgers winning in 5, and then it just won't be a bad. There's nothing happening in the NL. It's gonna be the Dodgers. And then the AL kind of had a little shocker. I have the Rays coming out of the AL.
That's your
they're pitching
get hot team, right?
I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be tough coming out of the wild card game. They'll probably throw either Chuck Morton or Glasnow in that wild card game. So it's one pitcher that they won't have for that first or second game. Probably against the Yankees, I'm guessing.
Probably.
I think that'll be a pretty tight series at DS. I think it'll go 5. I think the Rays will probably pull it out, and I said they're going to go 7 against the Astros. That's going to be a fun series too. If that happens, they'll go 7, and everyone will be happy that the Astros didn't make it.
Yes,
World Series pick: Dodgers over Rays in 6. Dodgers are just they're too much, man.
They're on a mission.
Firepower.
They're on a mission.
They're upset, as Drake would say.
3 out of 5.
They're upset. They want to win.
They definitely feel cheated the last two years ago, and then I like that. It always seems like there's a team that gets super hot the last month of the season, rolls into the playoffs, and makes a shocker, like the Nationals did, the Royals a few years ago. There's always somebody that the Yankees was it in 2017 were that team. So I don't know if that changes with only the 60 games, that everyone's kind of hot and in that thing and they're not worn down by the grind. But I can definitely see that. Mine, I'm going to go real stretch here. Yankees-Dodgers World Series. Really reaching right here. Both teams feel both teams feel cheated. Both teams are upset. They felt like they got 17. Both teams feel like they should have won last year. It's 18. It's a whole mess. They're all pissed. They got a locked-in season. Both teams are stacked. And I love it. Maybe we play in a neutral site. We don't need to be flying from New York to LA with all this Corona shit going on. Play it in Omaha, old college baseball. We just stay there for a week. Cool. Isolate it. I think that would be fun. That's just if baseball, you take that suggestion from me. I want royalties on that, trademarked. But yeah, Yankees, Dodgers, and I'm going to be a homer here. I can pick the Yankees when the Yankees are great, and the Yankees are great. I got them winning in 6. I think they out-hit the Dodgers, and it's as simple as that. They're going to out-hit the Dodgers, and Clayton Kershaw is going to have a typical Clayton Kershaw World Series game where I don't know what it is with him, but sometimes the moment is just a little too big for him, and he does not do well. And the no crowd thing is the only thing that would keep me on the fence. If we were playing with crowds, I would easily take the Yankees just because the Bronx would be a rockin', and the Yankees play so well at home. But I could see the Dodgers win. If the Dodgers win, I'm not going to be surprised. They're so stacked. But I'm picking the Yankees. My homer pick. You can chastise me all you want out there. But yeah, Yankees. That's my pick.
Picking the favorites.
It's so hard not to. It feels like I would be more inclined to pick somebody to get hot in a 162 season than a 60-game season.
I could see that, yeah.
I'm assuming everyone's going to be healthy.
Yeah, like I said, kind of like I said last night. Like I feel like in 60 games it's going to be pretty linear. Just with the best team is going to win, second best team is going to get second. It's going to be a lot of guys not getting injured. Most stadiums are indoors now. So the ones that weren't indoors, the Rangers are now indoors. So everyone's going to be playing in AC. It's not going to be, crazy elements out there anymore, and it's only 60 games, so these guys are ready to go. So
you just got to survive the first 30. I think you got to be 15 and 15, 500, and you're good to go. to make that run if you're a great team. You just can't dig yourself in a super deep hole early, like the Nationals did last year, that they were able to dig themselves out of.
You can't lose the first 5 games. I think first 5 games, if you go 0-5, I think your chances are pretty much out at that point. You got to win early. You got to win, and you got to win late. You can't really have any losing streaks or long losing streaks because there's not enough games to recover. So, I think starting pitching is going to be the X factor this year. Usually it's the relievers, the bullpen, but this year it's going to be the starting pitching is going to come through, and that's going to be the big factor with these playoffs teams.
It is so interesting. I'm excited. I didn't think we were going to have baseball. I mean, I thought we were going to have baseball, then we didn't think we were going to have baseball, then we were going to have it again, and now we're having it. It's here tomorrow. It's ready to go. I'm hyped. I know you're hyped.
There you go, baby.
Let's do it. I'm ready for it. Thanks for coming on. It was great having you again. I really appreciate us re-recording this. Means a lot. And we'll have you back October. We're trying to get Hayden back October when we can look at these playoffs, see how bad we were on these picks, and we'll get it going.
Yeah, it's fun. I appreciate you having me on, and it was a lot of fun. And that's how we couldn't get that broadcast last night, but
forever lost.
Picks from Hayden, and we'll have him back on, and it's gonna be a lot of fun this year. So
yeah. So remember, if you enjoyed this, like the video, share it, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.